Hard to win when you can't make a shot. Hard to win when you give up 10 offensive rebounds to 2 in the first half and miss 7 straight free throws. I don't think we had a time in the 40-minute game where we made back-to-back field goals. And that strains everything you do. 45 points obviously is not going to win. And we are a team that is not playing well, obviously. That's an understatement. And confidence can become a factor. We can't let that happen. Each of us have to say, what can I do? What will I do to change it? And there's no alternative. That's what we have to do. But sitting where we are now doesn't feel good, look good. I know it, you know it, we know it. So now we have to go about rolling up our sleeves and old-fashioned grit and work and change it. And that's the message. That's what we have to do. Any questions for me?
Zion just called this disgraceful. I mean, the losses. Is that too strong of a word, or is that fair?
That's a young freshman that's emotional. I mean, it was disappointing, devastating for all of us. We're sitting at 7-5. We lost 2 home games. That has not happened in a long time. That's not where we expected to be, but that's where we are. So now you say, what am I going to do about it? What will I do? What will I do about it? And that's the theme. You can refer to it any way you want. If you can't make a basket, you can't win. And we did not make baskets when they were unguarded at the free throw line. We're 8 for 17 at the line. We're shooting above 70% from the line. And from the field. Hard to be successful when you do that.
Steve, you mentioned not letting the confidence, be hurt or get too low after this. Do you feel that maybe your team's lacking some confidence right now, given the tough losses you guys have had?
I think when you struggle to make a shot, there's a tendency, if you're not careful, to get tentative. So if that's lack of confidence, you can label it that. I think you get tentative, and then it's self-fulfilling prophecy. Then it makes it harder for you to make that next one. So we've got to bow our back and say, I'm good, we're good, and then prove it. And that's what everybody will say. Prove it. Prove that you are who you say you are, because you're not showing that right now.
It seems in these games that the Little Rock game, the USD game, this game all follow a similar pattern in that as the game wore on, it seemed your team, you use the word tentative, almost was like, well, we can't lose to this team. And it made them maybe at times try too hard. Did you see that out there? Did you feel that?
I think when your point's well taken. When you're supposed to win, at least you think you're supposed to win, and it remains close, then you get a little tentative, and we did that. I think we got tight. We got tight with our shooting. We got tight with our thought process, and that you can paralyze yourself with mental fatigue if you're not careful. And we did that a little bit.
Does this outcome surprise you more when you have the days off? I remember Coach Shepard talking about the practice that you had being even more valuable than just getting gameplay. Does it make this more surprising?
Yeah, when you lose, you're disappointed. I mean, we're in the midst of finals, finishing finals, and that's always difficult, but that's an excuse if you say finals had something to do with it. The time off was good for us. We made progress. We didn't show that tonight, but we made progress.
Steve, is it fair to say that this team is still learning to gel, especially with the new lineup you guys have been running with for the last few weeks, and some key freshmen and Jeremy and Xylan? Are we still learning to kind of play off each other?
Our expectations are to win and to grow who we are. We've taken one step forward, 2 steps back. So we've got to dust ourselves off, believe in ourselves. It's easy to say what people will say. It's easy, and probably that's what, if I'm a fan, we've given you a lot of reason to say, you're not very good. And we've got to prove that we are. And that's all of us, myself included.